Hello everyone, today I will introduce with you about Saint Joseph's Cathedral, which is the Catholic church on Nha Trung Street in the Hoàn Kiếm district. So the construction of this cathedral started in 1884 and concluded in 1886, and it was quite intact after two fierce wars, and the church was named after Saint Joseph, who is the patron saint of Vietnam. So it was built by the Vietnamese missionaries, and this construction also supported by the French government. So why did the French support this construction? So the reason is that if a person follows Catholicism, they wouldn't fight against the French, and so that the French use Catholicism as a ruling tool, and they encourage people to follow Catholicism, and so that they build a lot of churches as well as cathedrals. And with that, that's why today Vietnam is the fifth largest, biggest Catholic country in Asia. And after the retreat of French colonists in 1954, Vietnam government took control of Hanoi, and they closed this cathedral due to the political reasons. And in 1992, it was reopened due to new policy. So at that time Vietnam opened the economy to the world, and to be admitted to that international organization, Vietnam had to allow freedom of religion. So the government started to reopen all churches and cathedral. And today this Saint Joseph's Cathedral become an historical attraction and also a religious attraction in Hanoi, will remain the image of the beauty of the old Hanoi, and it makes an impression on visitors by its ancient beauty inside the bustling capital. So but this is not only the center of Catholicism in North Vietnam during the French colonial period, but it also, over years, it also served as a support base and a shelter for Vietnamese soldiers to hide and to cater during wartime. So let me talk about the architecture of this cathedral. So it was constructed in neo-Gothic style, which was popular style in Europe around 1890s, and it is often described as a small version of Notre Dame de Paris. And in front of the church there is a statue of Mother Maria, which is made of copper, and around it is decorated with iron fences and trees. So now I will give you some information about religion situation in Vietnam. Actually, in Vietnam, most people don't follow any religions. Instead, they follow folk beliefs like ancestor worship and praying to various deities like the mountain deities, the sun deities, the river deities, especially during this and other traditional festivals. The Vietnamese constitution guarantees religion freedom, yes, as I mentioned before. And although the communist government was imposed strict control after 1975, things have become more relaxed since the late of 1980. But in some aspects, I think there are still some barriers for the religion follower. Because, for example, if you want to be a police official, you mustn't follow any religions, because the government want to make sure that they can control you, control them, and all government employees are loyal to the government, to the nation, and to the party, the communism party. Uh, Now I want to talk about the classification and difference about religion. So the first, we got anti-religious people. They are people who oppose or hostile towards religion, and they often hold negative feelings and attitudes toward religious practices, religious institutions. And the second, we got religious people who are indifferent to religion. They show little or no interest in religious belief, practice, or emotion. They don't necessarily follow oppose any religion, but simply they don't follow or engage in any religious rituals. And the next one, we got non-religious. They don't have a religious character, but they don't respect other religions. And the last one, we got atheist people. Atheist people is the one who don't believe in the existence of a God or any like deities, but he holds a neutral feeling or attitudes towards the organized religion. So now I will talk a little bit about the religion in Vietnamese. So actually in Vietnamese, we follow some religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Catholicism. Yes, about Buddhism, it was founded near the border between Nepal and India, so it remains influential, but it practiced differently than in other countries. And the next one is Catholicism. So this religion came with European missionaries in the 16th century, and it developed strongly with the help of the Vietnamese emperors. It is emperor is the Nguyen dynasty, the king of Nguyen dynasty. So maybe you don't know the Latin-based Vietnamese writing system, or you can call it chữ quốc ngữ in Vietnamese, was developed by Catholic missionaries. And today, Catholicism remains a major faith with over 7 million followers. And next one, we got Protestantism, which was founded by Martin Luther in the 16th century after a movement against corruption in Catholic Church. And later it was split into many branches like Calvinism and Anglicanism. So apart from the religion, we also have something like a belief system. It is tín ngưỡng in Vietnamese. So in Vietnamese, we got ancestor worship. It is one of the most spiritual practices, and it was regarded as a way to contribute to honor our parents and maintain the harmony. And people often keep the altar ancestors at the highest and the most respectful site in their home. And on some special occasion like date, Lunar New Year, or moving some occasion like moving houses, doing some new business, they often praise and they often like burn votive paper product to 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 hope for a better life, better future. And the last one is the mother goddess. It began in around 16th century in Vietnam, and it is a worship of is a fusion of Vietnamese and foreign religions such as Taoism and Buddhism. And the most prominent ritual of Đạo Mẫu or Mother Goddess worship is the ceremony of Hồ Bóng. So, in which the prayers or mimics or the gods by dressing and acting like them. And this ritual could last up to several hours, and in the past it was prohibited in Vietnam, but today it was allowed. It was allowed again. So it is some information about the Saint Joseph's Cathedral and some religion and folk beliefs in Vietnam. So thank you for listening.